Well, just I recently, and anybody that puts themselves out there, you get people from your past that get in touch with you through social media and this and that. And I got a message from my elementary school principal, who I haven't heard from since I left that elementary school. And I had no idea that he knew who I was, or that I played music, or remembered me in any capacity. But he wrote this thing to me that fucking made me cry, which was, I listened to your new record. He said, which made it clear that he'd been following the other records. He said, I think it's your best work, and then there's a song on it called Never Break. And he said, I particularly like that song, and it made me feel as though it made me feel or reminded me how we failed kids like you.
Yeah.
And that knocked me out because, one, I didn't know that I only remember him as a little, from me being a little kid, and that he would have the sensitivity or self-awareness to even think that way. I was surprised, as opposed to just being like, these kids are smart, these kids are athletic, these kids are dorks, these kids are dumb. But also, I told my mom that, and it really struck her, because of course she had to deal with all the trouble that I got into as a little kid. And I told my grandmother, and I think it was my grandma Ruth, was like, didn't it make you feel like validated? And it didn't make me feel validated. It made me feel just so sort of, I don't know if satisfied is the word, or just kind of happy that this gentleman, who I'm not mad at, and I've not been mad at. I'm not mad at the teachers or the principals. I'm mad at the system, and that system, whether it be the curriculum of a lot of these one-size-fits-all public schools, or the system that we live most of our whole lives in, which teaches us these sorts of notions of what success is and what failure is. And though I have bought into some of those things at times, I know for a fact they ain't true. They're man-made, and they are to be busted through and annihilated in as much as we can in our lives, because they're completely limiting philosophies.
Yeah. My final question is, what is the life immersed in music and travel and interacting with people all around the world? What does that touch you about what it means to be a human being?
So we could end where we started. There's so much more that we have in common, and everybody's smile is beautiful. Everybody, when you look them in the eye, you can feel a connection. And thank goodness, through the language and the spirit of music, it enables me to do that all over the world. But you do learn that there's so much beauty out there, and it's a big place, and that buying into these negative, dark notions is not the way to go. Yeah. And there's, people can think it's just hippie shit. I say it's ancient shit, and I believe that it is as real as can be. There is a better world here for us to be living in, and a lot of us are living in it. It's not easy. I'm not like whistling and skipping down the street, telling everybody that I love them, and but through motion and through meeting people and through connecting and through song and through art, I get a feeling, a very fulfilling feeling, and it's not solely some sort of ego trip because there are people coming out to see me. It's because there is a energetic spiritual connection that is happening,
and a yearning for it too,
more than ever in my life.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yearning.
Yeah.
And I'll just say before you go, such a yearning for it, and I find the more that I open up and the more of myself that I reveal, you see how we can be eccentric or weird or whatever like that, but everybody's fucking eccentric and weird, and the more that we allow ourselves to open and for our own voices and our own truths to come through, that is a great connector, because most people within their brains and souls are battling some sort of battle. And when you can open up and you can show your strengths and your weaknesses and your eccentricities, that's something that people connect to, I think, and are perhaps more willing to bear their own.
Well, I've always called it like provoking the chaos. Like nothing's ever going to change in yourself or the things around you if you never just put yourself out there.
Absolutely, man. And that is, Miles Davis has a great quote that I love of his, where he says, it can take a long time to find your own voice. And I consider that like some great, like a great poem or line in a great like philosophy book or something like that. Like that's the journey, is to find your own voice and to share that. And if you keep that hidden or if you live in fear, which we all do, I'm not claiming that I don't myself, but I guess song and music and art gives me an outlet to open that channel, and thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
I would be, the record's called Lost at Last, and that's in a positive way. If I didn't have it, I would be truly fucking lost at last in a very not positive way. So thank you, music.
Well, thank you so much.